1st August 2020 Morning Murli Om Shanti Bab Dada Madhuban. Sweet children, you have to make your stage karmatit by studying, as well as that you also have to show others the way to become pure from impure. Therefore, do spiritual question by remembering which mantra can you prevent yourself from performing sinful acts. Answer: the Father has given you the mantra: hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil. Remember this mantra. You must not perform any sinful acts through your physical organs. Everyone in the Iron Age commits sin. This is why Baba shows you the way to imbibe the virtue of purity. This is the number one virtue. Om Shanti. In front of whom are your children sitting? It must surely be in your intellect that you are sitting in front of the purifier, the bestower of salvation for all, our unlimited Father. Although that Father is in the body of Brahma, you still have to remember him. Human beings cannot grant salvation to anyone. No human being can be called the purifier. You children have to consider yourselves to be souls. He is the Father of all of us souls. That Father is making us into the masters of heaven. You children should know this, and so you should experience happiness. Your children also know that from being residents of hell, you are becoming residents of heaven. You are being shown a very easy way. You simply have to remember him and also inculcate divine virtues into yourself. You have to examine yourselves. There is the example of Narad. The Father, the ocean of knowledge, gave all of those examples, all the examples that the sannyasis, etc., give were originally given by the Father. People on the path of devotion simply continue to sing, although they give examples of the tortoise, the snake, the buzzing moth, etc. They are not able to do anything themselves. On the path of devotion, they simply repeat the examples that the Father gives now. The path of devotion is of the past. Whatever happens in a practical way at this time is later remembered on the path of devotion. Although they celebrate the birthday of the deities and of God, they don't know anything. You are now beginning to understand everything. You take teachings from the Father to become pure from impure, and you also show others the way to become pure from impure. This is your main spiritual service. First of all, give anyone who comes to you the knowledge of souls. You are a soul. No one knows about souls. Souls are imperishable. At the right time, a soul enters a body. Therefore, you repeatedly have to consider yourselves to be a souls. The Father of us souls is the Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul. He is also the Supreme Teacher. You children have to remember this at every moment. You should not forget this. You now understand that you have to return home. Destruction is standing ahead of you. In the Golden Age, the deity family is very small. In the Iron Age, there are many human beings. There are innumerable religions and innumerable opinions. None of these things exist in the Golden Age. You children should keep these matters in your intellect throughout the day. This is a study, is it not? In worldly studies, they have so many books, etc. They have to buy new books for each class. Here, there is no question of books or scriptures, etc. Here, there is just one thing, just one study. When the British government used to be here, it was a kingdom of kings, so they didn't use photos of anyone but the king or queens on the stamps. Nowadays, they continue to make stamps of even devotees, etc., who have been and gone. When it is the kingdom of Lakshmi and Narayan, there will just be the picture of one emperor and empress. It isn't that the pictures of the deities who existed in the past have all been destroyed. No, people have great interest in buying old pictures of the ancient deities because the deities are next to Shiv Baba. You children have to imbibe all of these things in order to show others the path. This is a completely new study. You heard this previously and claimed a status. No one else knows this. The Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul, is teaching you Raj Yoga. The Mahabharata war is very well known. We shall see what happens as we progress further. Some say one thing and others say something else. Day by day, human beings will continue to be touched by this. They even say that there is going to be a world war. Before it takes place, you children have to reach your karmatic stage through this study. However, there isn't a war between the devil and the deities. At this time, you are the Brahmin community and you then become the deity community. This is why you are imbibing divine virtues in this birth. The number one divine virtue is purity. You have been committing so much sin through your body. It is the souls that are said to be sinful souls. Souls commit so much sin through their physical senses. Who is told, hear no evil souls. It is souls that hear through the ears. The Father has reminded you children, you used to belong to the original eternal religion. You went around the cycle and you now have to belong to it again. When these sweet memories emerge, the soul has the courage to become pure. It is in your intellect how you have played your parts for 84 births. This is what you were in the beginning. This is a story. It should enter your intellect that 5,000 years ago we were deities. These souls are residents of the incorporeal world. Previously, we didn't have the slightest thought about that being the home of us souls and that we came from there to play our parts. that we became part of the Sun dynasty and then the Moon dynasty. You are now the Brahmin dynasty, the children of Brahma. You have become the children of God. God sits here and gives you teachings. That Supreme Father is also the Supreme Teacher and the Supreme Guru. By following his directions, we are making all human beings elevated. Liberation in life are both elevated. We will go to our home, then come down as pure souls and rule. This is a cycle. This is called the discourse of self-realization. This is an aspect of knowledge. The Father says your discourse of self-realization should not stop. By spinning it continuously, your sins will be absolved and you will conquer Ravan. Your sins will be erased. You now have awareness of all of this. Therefore, you can think about it. It isn't that you have to sit and turn the beds of a rosary. You souls have this knowledge inside you. Therefore, your children have to explain it to other brothers and sisters. Children will also become helpers, will they not? I make you children into spinners of the discourse of self realization. I have this knowledge, which is why I am called the ocean of knowledge, the seed of the human world tree. He is also called the master of the garden. Shiv Baba has sown the seed of the deity religion. You are now becoming deities. Even if you only continue to remember this much throughout the day, you can experience a great deal of benefit. You have to imbibe divine virtues. You also have to become pure. Husband and wife live together and yet remain pure. There is no other religion like this. On the path of isolation, only the men remain pure. They say it is difficult for husband and wife to live together and remain pure. However, everyone was like this in the golden age, where they not people sing the praise of Lakshmi and Narayan. You now understand that Baba changes us from Shudras into Brahmins and is making us into deities. We will then change from being worthy of worship to worshippers. Then, when you go onto the path of sin, you will build temples to Shiva and worship him. You children have the knowledge of your 84 births. The Father says you didn't know of your 84 births. I now tell you, no human being can tell you this. The Father is now making you into spinners of the discourse of self realization. Your souls are becoming pure. Your bodies cannot become pure here. When your souls become pure, you will have to leave your impure bodies. All souls have to become pure and return home. The pure world is now being established. All the rest will return to the sweet home. Remember this together with having remembrance of the Father. You also have to remember your home because you now have to return home. You have to remember the Father in the home. Although you know that the Father enters this body and speaks knowledge to you, don't allow your intellects to break away from the supreme abode, your sweet home. The teacher leaves his home and comes here to teach you. After teaching you, he will go far, far away. He can go anywhere in a second. A soul is such a tiny point. You should be amazed. The Father has given you knowledge of souls. You also know that there is nothing dirty in heaven through which your hands or feet or your clothes would become dirty. The costumes of the deities are very beautiful. Their clothes are first class. There will be no need to wash them. There should be so much happiness on seeing them. The soul knows that this is what we are to become for our future 21 births. Simply continue to look at this. Everyone should have this picture. You should have great happiness that this is what Baba is making you. So why do you children of such a father cry? You should not have any worries. People go to temples of the deities and sing songs of praise. You are full of all virtues, etc. They recite so many names. All the names that they remember are written in the scriptures. Who wrote them in scriptures? Yes, or even some new ones written them in the scriptures. Earlier, the Granth was very small and handwritten. They have now made it so large they must surely have made additions to it. Guru Nanak simply comes to establish a religion. Only the one gives knowledge. Even Christ simply comes to establish a religion. When everyone has come down, you will then all return. Who is the one who sends you home? Is it Christ? No. He is in a different name, form, and tamopradhan stage. He has to pass through the sattva, raja, and tamo stage. At this time, everyone is tamopradhan. Everyone is in a state of total decay. At this time, having taken rebirth, those of all religions have become tamopradhan. Everyone now definitely has to return home. The cycle has to turn again. First, the new religion that existed in the golden age is needed. The Father comes and establishes the original, eternal, deity religion. Then destruction has to take place. There is establishment, destruction, and then sustenance. In the golden age, there is just one religion. Do you remember this? Bring the whole cycle into your awareness. We will now complete the cycle of 84 births and then return home while walking and talking in the discourse of self-realization. Those people say that Krishna had a discourse of self-realization with which he kills everyone. They have shown a picture of Akasur and Bakasur, the pair of devils. However, there was nothing like that. You children now have to remain spinners of the discourse of self-realization, because your sins will be cut away by doing that. Any devilish nature will finish. There cannot be a war between deities and devils. Devils exist in the Iron Age, whereas deities exist in the Golden Age, and there is the Confluence Age in between. The scriptures belong to the path of devotion. There is no name or trace of knowledge. The ocean of knowledge is the one Father of all. Without the Father, no soul can become pure or return home. You definitely have to play your parts. Therefore, you now also have to remember your cycle of 84 births. We will go into our golden aged new birth. We will not receive such birth again. There is Shiv Baba and this Brahma Baba. There is a Laukik Father, the Paralaukik Father, and this is the Alaukik Baba. It is only at this time that Baba it is only at this time that you call this one Alaukik. You children remember Shiv Baba, not Brahma. Although people go to worship Brahma in the temple, that worship is only of the perfect avyakt image in the subtle region. This bodily being is not worthy of being worshipped. He is a human being. Human beings are not worshipped. Brahma is portrayed with a beard. Therefore, you can tell that he belongs here. Deities don't have beards. All of these things have been explained to you, children. Your name is glorified, and this is why your temples have been created. The Somnath temple is the highest of all. What happened after you were given nectar to drink? Now look at the Dilwala temple here. That temple is an accurate memorial. You are shown sitting on the ground doing tapasya, and heaven is portrayed up above. People think that heaven is up above somewhere. How could they create heaven down below under temples? That is why they portrayed it up above on the ceiling. Those who created them didn't understand anything. You have to explain this to the millionaires. You have now received knowledge, therefore you can give this to many others. Acha, to the sweetest, beloved, long lost, now found children, love, remembrance, and good morning from the mother, the father, Bab Dada. The spiritual father says Namaste to the spiritual children. The spiritual children say Namaste to the spiritual father and good morning. Essence for the dharana. First point, in order to finish your devilish nature, spin the discourse of self-realization as you move around. Keep the whole cycle in your awareness. Second point, together with having remembrance of the Father, your intellect should also be connected to the home, the supreme abode. Think about the things that the Father has reminded you of the benefit yourself. Blessings. May you be one with the determination to make a total sacrifice and celebrate the transformation ceremony. Explanation. There is a saying, even if you have to die, you must not let go of your religion. So, no matter what circumstances come, even if a Mahavir form of Maya comes in front of you, do not let go of your principles. Do not take back into your thoughts the useless things that you have relinquished from your mind. Always be an elevated actor and with your powerful form of elevated self-respect, elevated awareness, and elevated life. Continue to play the game of greatness. Finish all games of sickness. When you have the determination to make such a total sacrifice, the ceremony of Transformation will then take place. Now, collectively fix a date for this ceremony. Slogan: Become a real diamond and spread the sparkle of your vibrations into the world. Om Shanti.